A movie that's a third in a franchise, and it has basically 3 introduction-long sequences. Somehow that feels both wrong and right. Rings is directed by F. Javier Gutierrez. It is written by David Loca, Jacob Estes, and Akiva Goldsman. Yep. It stars Matilda Lutz, Alex Rowe, Johnny Galecki, and Vincent D'Onofrio, and this tells the story of a girl who watches a tape, or in this case, a video file, and because she watched it, she will die in 7 days according to the curse of The Ring. I'm not a big fan of The Ring movies. I understand how people can like the first one. The second one is complete bullcrap. This one falls even worse than the second one. I will say this. The actors, for the most part, are fine. Even Alex Rowe is fine. I really like Johnny Galecki in this movie. He is literally the drunk version, the rebel version of Leonard from The Big Bang Theory. Every time I watch him in this movie, he's a professor of biology, and I know that's not what Leonard teaches or knows in The Big Bang Theory, but it really seemed like he was the last one of the Big Bang Theory bunch after they all watched the tape and they all died, and now Leonard is all alone in this world and he's completely depressed. And that's how I saw him in this film. And he was good. He was really, really good at pulling this role off and being knowledgeable about all this mythology. Vincent D'Onofrio is also really good because at this point in his career, the guy can't be bad at anything he does. And I will say this, for a well-known actor like this to be in a crappy horror movie like this, like we see all the time, his role was quite substantial in significance. I really enjoyed what his role was in this movie. He has his over-the-top moments because he doesn't have much to do, so he wanted to shine whenever he was on the frame. But nonetheless, I thought he was good overall. Alex Rowe even is good in this film. He's fine. He's not going to win any Oscars, not even close to it. He's not going to be called the Performance of the Year, but he is fine in this. Matilda Lutz. I can see why they picked this girl. She's your typical horror movie girl. The girl cannot express herself. I mean, in the beginning of the movie, she smiles, alright. From then on, her expression and her dialogue are exactly the same, visual-wise and tone-wise. There's not one difference in not one of the sentences she spouts out. She is shocked. She intones the same exact way as she intones whenever she's speaking to someone normally. Her eyes tell the exact same story, and that is no story whenever she's shocked or afraid, scared, happy, sad, depressed. It's always the same. The only difference is her mouth being open or shut. The cinematography in this film is quite boring and dull, just like the story. I mean, in the first Rings movie, you have this kind of greenish, watery look to the frame because they lived in a forest and the story itself happened near water or in water. In this movie, there's nothing that really tells you that until midway through the film, where they go to this rural, real town near the forest, surrounded by trees, and that's because of Samara. Because of our characters, there's nothing that tells us that they are related to water or related to the field, related to the rural country, and the movie just seems to think that because The Ring did this, they should do it too. And there are quite very bad, even atrocious moments of photography. There are moments where you can't see a thing that is happening on screen, and they use it because they want to put flashing lighting that comes from the sky whenever there's a thunderstorm going on or rain. That doesn't excuse for how bad the photography is in this film. You can't see anything. I don't know if they had problems with lighting as they were recording the film. It's really, really bad, guys. The story wants to take chances, and the foundations they have for this story and the storytelling, they are creative. I will give them that. However, the way they go about it, the way they tell the story, the way they do their reveals, the way it unfolds, it is quite dull and boring and does nothing new with the genre or with the mythology. They explore the mythology well. You go deeper into the past of certain characters and to some things that you already know about the Ring's mythology. Then it goes about it the most predictable, dull, and boring way possible. You can't predict everything that is going to happen. There was one small surprise, and that was not even in the true reveals of the movie. This was more like one of the details of a certain reveal that I did not expect. However, the whole reveal, the whole thing that actually mattered, I could have guessed a mile away, and I did guess it a mile away, even 2 miles maybe. I will not surprise you guys when I tell you there's not one scare in this film. They are all jump scares, and they don't work. The jump scares are coming. 1, 2, 3, there you go. 1, 2, 3, there you go. 1, 2, 3, there you go. Another jump scare throughout the whole film. And it is quite long. The climax of this film takes a long ass time. This movie is 1 hour and 50 minutes. 1 hour and 50 minutes. And just like I said in the intro, there are like 3 introduction scenes. You don't need that. If I'm a Rings fan, I don't need that. If I'm not a Rings fan, it means I haven't cared this far, so I'm not going to care at this point, and I just want to enjoy a random movie as it is. Let's talk about Bonnie Morgan, who plays Samara in this film. She's a great, talented contortionist. I saw her in the Schmozno show, I saw her on Collider being interviewed. She's very talented, and she seems very nice. Samara is in the total of 10 minutes of this movie, maybe. There's not much of Samara. There's Samara on the tape that we've seen before. There's Samara looking on some mirrors, but there's not Samara doing much of contortionism in the film. There's 1 scene, 2 maybe, I don't know, I can only remember 1. This movie was written by 3 people. The most basic story possible, with already 2 films, or even 4 if you want to count the original Japanese versions, on its mantle, and it needs 3 people to write it, and hey, one of them is Akiva Goldsman, so you know how that's going to go. Let's talk about our main character for a little bit, because I talked about the actress, but the character is stupid. I'm sorry, this girl, the character herself, Julia, is stupid and dumb as hell. She decides to do certain things in this film, and she says certain things in this film, that I can't root for her. I am sorry, I cannot root for this character whatsoever. I want her to die. At one point in the movie, I was literally saying to myself, I want you to die, please die. She is so dumb and obnoxious. You can't root for her. It's impossible. And again, the way the actress emotes doesn't help whatsoever in you rooting for this character to die. Rings has good intentions, but it goes about them the complete wrong route. It does nothing new to the franchise or to the genre overall. It has nothing scary about it. It's not a horrible film. This is not the worst film I've seen of the year. Although I can see how the fans of the Ring franchise might enjoy this because of its exploration of the mythology, there is very bad dialogue, very cringe-worthy moments, very complete nonsensical things that happen in the film. I don't hate Rings, but I am not going to remember it. I wanted to fall asleep, and I hate sleeping, and I will certainly say that I felt like Clark Gable. What did you think of Rings, my beautiful geekies? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? What is your favorite movie in the Rings franchise? Let me know in the comments below. And now you can stalk me on the internet through my Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. Those links are in the description. Go stalk me on there and be up to the news on every time I post something. And of course, like this video, share with your beautiful friends, tell them to click subscribe and the bell to get notified whenever I upload a video. And of course, my beautiful geekies, thank you so much for watching. You guys are the freaking best. You stay beautiful, you stay geeky, and if you do so, we can be geeky united!